Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 117 Pax Romana, to the final version of this game as we continue building our Roman city. And our Roman city needs, well, it needs olive oil, and it needs, on top of that, forests where they can probably store the olive oil in. The problem is right now that we need another island for this, and the problem with that is that other islands are extremely expensive. Of course, that is based on the size of the island. And yeah, in this case here, the city so far is growing nicely. I just love how steep it goes up there. Keeps everyone healthy, hopefully. At least the slaves, that is. And yeah, I would like to start right away by not making much money, but by boosting my tile production because it's lacking. For this, we can have another clay collector right over here. And I think we will need another charcoal burner that is producing some coal for us over here. And with that, let's also have my next tileries working. Perhaps we can actually squeeze in both of them here already. We can, fantastic, because here we already have a fire station, reducing the fire risk of the area. Despite all of this, fire safety continues to go down. We're in a negative 1000 zone. So there is an incident that comes up in 60 minutes from now. Up to 15 buildings will have rampant fires. And there's also the risk of an inferno that gets all 33 buildings that I have in the city center. I would be very interested to see this, honestly. Perhaps I can kind of like work towards something like that at some point in the future. Right now, I don't want that, honestly, because I want to survive. And the problem is that we are having most of my things covered with fire stations now. There's another block over here that we can use to do some reduction, but it's not adding much. So we need something entirely different. And for that, we can have a look at my research. At this very moment, we have finished the market reach. That is perfect, and now we can push towards the wells that we have down here. And wells are tiny buildings that further increase the fire safety nearby. And right beside it, we have the vigilance, the voluntary vigilance that improves the patrols, and with that also the number of firefighters. Let's go for the wells first. On our way to both of them, we do need to get the quartermaster upgrade, and this is good for my flagship because it gets 2 additional cargo slots that we can use. And I know, yeah, let's actually go with all 3 here right away. To boost this further, I would like to also have my next Grammaticus. We have the first one over here. This district here still needs it though. So let's just check it out. Once again, I'm probably just gonna have my Grammaticus right beside my sanctuary. I'm gonna move these guys away. Gonna move my warehouse away, but not too far. We still need to have it in range. And this gives me now the, yeah, ability to have the Grammaticus here right away for this whole area. Even better would be probably to just move this block and push it in here. With that, we have a bigger range. Yeah, I like this more. To get more money, there is a very interesting mechanic in this game, and that is contracts. Right now, we got a delivery contract for 53 tons of sardines to Valeria. If we provide that, we get 3,500 denarii, which is a lot, really, right? 53 tons of sardines. We do have 12. My trend is 1 ton per minute increase. That's not gonna cut it. Let's add some more fishing huts, probably over here. What I'm definitely gonna miss is that we cannot have harbor buildings anymore in the water, at least for now. There's gonna be a tech for this though soon, but you cannot do this from the beginning. I think we're gonna need it like so, because I need to keep a bit of a distance there to our lumber camp. Right. Want to push more sardines? They're in contracts quite often. Down here, Diana also has contracts. There you go. And, ooh, 7 tons of sandals. This sounds like something we could provide, honestly. 7 tons of sandals. We got 1 ton. Why do we not have any storage? Let's go into my sandals again. We do have a surplus production, but it's not very high. That would be also very nice. So I would like to work towards these contracts. I think this is a sandal maker. Let's build it. The sandal makers are very slow, unfortunately. Only producing 0.5 per minute. Right. It's nothing. Let's have another one here. Because we got 4 tanneries 2 tanneries, and that leads to 4 that we can use. One thing I miscalculated here though is with 4 tanneries we do need, of course, 2 salt pounds. Outside of that, I'm not providing enough salt to my people. Between all of this, we could also work a bit more towards city development. This looks like a very good location for something. You know, I have no idea yet what it's gonna be. A temple, perhaps? Or perhaps a villa, right? But something I would like to have here then right beside the top of the mountain. Because I think this would look very nice from here, right? Something here. That means this area is still available for more city construction that we can now focus on. There's the main road that continues then probably somewhere here, right? And probably makes then a cut over there, something like that. So let's have the next blocks of houses then here somewhere that we can squeeze in like that. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we also need to plan is aqueducts, right? And those aqueducts need not that much space, but they need a lot of area to cover. And for this, we do have... Oh, wait a second. This one doesn't have a warehouse. Where's my warehouse here? I've got a warehouse. For this, we have that mountainside. That's definitely going to be an aqueduct coming in here into the city, right? And then we have this one. Probably not an aqueduct, but this one again. And there's nothing here. So you just need to keep a bit of space then available. And we could already do this now. You know, like this is already fine, right? This is already the aqueduct that we can have here. And we can, by the way, just draw it like this prematurely. And then also one here, probably this area, where we can have an aqueduct. I don't want to have them cut through the middle of the city because they don't look that nice when you have a lot of them. My knowledge is at 1100 right now. So let's go ahead and build my next Grammaticus. This pushes me to 1.3. Very good. Speeding up my next research the wells already in 5 minutes. Wait a second. Oh, we've already finished the quartermaster. I didn't even notice that. That was fast. And then next I would like to build the sanctuary here. There you go. 4 more happiness boost. Also something you always want to have. Thanks to our devotion, we have also pushed Ceres in the course of one episode. And that is with the knowledge, with the devotion points that we produce in the city. And you can boost this by building temples and stuff like that. And each one of them gives you a bit of a bonus. Like here we can have now shrines enabled, right? With the maximum shrine 1. And this one here, for example, gives a productivity boost of 40% to what? Gain global devotion to shrines. Productivity boost to shrines? No, I actually think it's the farming boost, right, that we're getting out of this. Hell yes, look at that. Got a nice grain farm production boost here. Way higher than what we have on fields. And we can see that it's being boosted actually by 40%. You can see this here. There it is. Productivity, 140%, for example, for the oats. And with that passive one, we are also full on porridge. So if any one of them has a contract for porridge now, I'd be very happy. Let's also upgrade our trading post now. We have unlocked this with the research. Gives me 2 more loading ramps and 75 tons more storage. Plus it adds a catapult to this one here. As defense. It's my only defensive building that we have right now. We have the 7 tons of sandals. Let's set the flagship on the way and accept this delivery here. So this is now a contract that we accepted. And we get this reward once we deliver. The wells have been researched. This is glorious indeed. Let's have a look at that. And as we can see, these are really tiny buildings now that provide a small amount of fire safety. So you can have this, for example, here to reduce the fire risk. Here, very good. Here. At least by 300, we're still having a very bad fire safety. The Emperor introduces himself. You stand in the presence of Emperor Gnaeus Firmius Calidus, former legate of the Legion. He nods as he surveys you before breaking out a childish grin. A grin with teeth, at least. How do you wish to respond? Hail him jovially. Of course we're gonna do this. Reputation change +1. You don't want to get on too bad terms, otherwise he's not gonna be too nice with you. Okay, at this point also, my ship is coming in with glorious 7 tons of sandals. There it is. Let's deliver and get the money. Now we need to wait 40 minutes for the next. By the way, do you have anything for sale? She would purchase pigs. And she would have some specialists here that we can use them, like health boost of the area with a sole survivor. That is then a specialist we can use in one of the villa guest houses. Acts kind of like a trade union. Since we have a very good balance of goods right now, it might be time for the next expansion. She wants to give me a loan again. I mean, 5,000, yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead with it, because the payback is very small. And with that, we have enough money now to settle on this island, which I want for the olive and the resin. So let's go ahead and do this right away. Let's settle on a second island. In the meantime, we continue, first of all, with the next city or city district. For this, I will now slowly start to move a bunch of my buildings around, a bunch of my industry. So we got this logging industry here that we probably will need to move now. And let's find us a location where it's a bit further away. Can we make a bridge here? Oh, that would be great. I think here. Yeah, let's have a bridge here. Because there's lots of forest here, right? And we can use all of this forest here for 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5. Very good. 5 lumberjack huts. And I guess there's no time to wait. Time to lose. Let's build them. And yeah, we can now get rid of these here. Get some money back in the process too. Could have also moved them, I think. This would have been cheaper overall. Ah, very good. We get the voluntary vigilance for my firekeepers, so fire safety for my firefighters. Next research. We have everything researched that we had in the queue. Next is pretty cool, and that's here, the fishing hut that gives an income area boost of 3 coin. So buildings close to it get a nice income boost. It takes 7 minutes to research. Actually, this should have been, well, no, it's fine. It's fine to research it now. Gives a really good income boost. The next thing that I really want to prepare, it's going to take a long time, but it's here then in the tier 2 research tree, the cautious greeting. And this allows the placement of towers in the water. And that's my harbor defense then. So far, we don't have any harbor defenses, save for my trading post. We move towards it by unlocking a repair crane first. And then probably we could unlock the axe spearer as a first unit. Or we could go into the torching speed of my soldiers. We'll just see. Let's continue with this area here. Now, there might be room for a monument here, so I would like to keep this area available. I haven't built monuments yet, publicly, but I've built one already, and they're massive. So in this case, let's keep this available. We have the warehouse, so the warehouse is a perfect fit for a bigger artisan district here to push this industry then. And that means also we can just go ahead with some more juicy buildings over here. Let's give a bit of a distance there. Have a block like so. We can add some ornaments then. And then I'm going to make something here. And we have the double road here right now. So the double road may lead now into the triple road up here again. Right? That we can have. There you go. And this is the triple road that comes together then here again for whatever we're going to have here. And by the way, this is now where also we have the aqueduct placement. So by the way, this one here, we can make like so. Because this way I can now move the aqueduct and right into this district here, right? Which we definitely want to do. So I'm actually also going to move this house here and this house here to have all of this here provided. And I'm actually drawing it now because that's easier to visualize than for later, right? Now, I can already tell you that this is going to be a major problem for us down the road. This is going to be very expensive. Unfortunately, here, there is no mountainside. This would have been ideal. So, having the mountainsides only here proves a major difficulty for the city than in this area. But we'll just work when that comes. For now, let's just be happy with building more houses. And a new island, because my ship has arrived. And I would like to do this now as well. Over here, 33,000. That was expensive, but it's a major island. It's an island that's going to help us out for a long time to come. Very good. With the timber that we're starting with, we can also then start with our industry right away. It's going to be a major island with yet another bigger city. So I would like to prepare this with also having a proper harbor area. And then we're probably going to... Whoa. This is going really up here. That road goes up then, I guess, and this road continues then over here. We will need, we'll need to have a bridge here somewhere, like so. And where's the forest area? Yeah, you know what? Let's actually use this one as a forest area. We can go up here into this hill area for now, right? Because we got lots of trees here. This one. 2 and 3. I think 3 will be fine, as it's not something that we need so often anyway for the secondary island. Once again, also the fish. By the way, yeah, the fish is coming along. 2 minutes. I'm looking forward to this and the income boost that it provides. And then we can actually start with the next city again right away. This looks ideal for a smaller service sector, right? And then we have some more houses again here. Actually, let's have a service building then here. And we got a disease in Veneta coming up. This sounds bad. We'll just see. Okay, together with a nice market area here. And yeah, the foundation of Firmium, as it's called. And in this case, it's starting to work now. Do we have some more timber on board now? We gotta wait now. There's the disease. Pretty much working like in Anno 1800. These buildings do lose now population, and they do not pay me taxes while affected. And in this case, the Medicus already takes care of it. 16 seconds for the fish markets. We got 1,200 on the balance. I would like to see how it boosts me. By 400 per minute. That boost was so massive that I probably should have had it earlier. Right, but as you can see, they're now boosting the surrounding area here with +3 coin, which is quite nice. Ready for my next contract. These sardines, 52 tons for a bit of money. And we do have that available now. We've got 97 tons. I'm just gonna take, yeah, I guess 60 tons with us. For my next road layout, we have the aqueduct here. Oh, and the repair crane. So this here can be a main road. So we can probably also make this one into a layout right away. Into a blueprint, right? To have it like so. Because this is the main road plus the aqueduct coming together. You don't theoretically need this road here, by the way, that we have. So we could also just have it beside it. But I think this looks cleaner than. Okay. And with that, we can now develop this area. I will need to have, once again, the market and the pub somewhere here. Let's have it along a major road. So we could make this one into a major road again. That goes then over, right? Yeah, with the market range, look at that. We now reach all the way down here. It's fine to not reach every single building. That's not my standard. That would be way too tedious, but reaching like 90% of it, 95%, that's already fine. Actually, this one isn't overlapping too much, so I'm gonna push this further down. Then we can just add more buildings now here. It's also time to upgrade again. It's been a while since we have upgraded a proper amount of buildings. I have plenty of workforce. And you want what exactly? You don't have access to market, is that so? Uh-huh. Yeah, this area here still needs one. Let's add it. And another contract. Succeeded. With money coming in. The Emperor has a request. Oh, you. A lavish banquet is being organized. What? No, we cannot do this. 100 tons of garum. We're not even producing garum at the moment. This will lead to a reputation change of -5. Can't do that. Sorry. I'm not even gonna try it. I just happily continue with the upgrades. In this case, we could also have a look at the first types of ornaments. There's going to be more. And the ornaments actually have an interesting new mechanic in them. And I would like to show you this right away. We could use it, for example, in this courtyard here. And that is that we have now some trees, right? Like these here. We do have these fountains now that we will probably never be able to squeeze in centrally. So this very first tier of fountain, you know, it's just impossible for me. We could have it, by the way, here. Yes, here. Right, so if I have a fountain here and here, alright, together with minor megalopolis, leads to a major penalty again in every parameter. This is going to be interesting because we're now red in all of that. Probably a nice statue of someone together with fire. There it is. And we could have one here and here, right? This looks a bit naked now though, right? And there's nothing else we can do. But there's something new, and that's the ground patterns. And this is a really interesting mechanic because this lets you fill in now those empty spots with grass, dirt or sand. We got a special one, the mosaic, for later on. Doesn't fit here. And then of course the normal, the one that I like, the flagstone. And I think this is fantastic. Beautiful feature that is, and lets you place new kind of plazas than before, and instead of just placing them one by one, it's filling in the areas now. You can also do the same thing here. You got this wild meadow here right now, and we can just add some normal grass. And on this normal grass, we do have then, for example, some normal trees. Okay, research-wise, we're empty. That's a good thing, because I would like to work now on my next ones. That is especially here, the latriners would be fantastic. Oh, we have also unlocked tier 2 now in my civic tree, because we have reached a growing city. And that gives me an upgrade to my Vigiles by 1. And the same goes with my Medici health area effect +1. This is major for me. So, can we go for it? No, because we need the Celts first, unfortunately. So let's go with the fire safety. This gives me the next ship, the Trireme. Goes into the warmer hospitality, into the hazard fighters. This one here we can already do. Devote 2 cities to a single patron and generate 500 knowledge. This gives me then the upgrade to my Medici. So I would like to do this. And for this we need to devote Firmium now also to Ceres. And with that, she's now in both. And did we unlock it right away? We did. Very good. Now we can go into this area. And while we're in Thermium, let's continue with some more buildings over here. The most important thing right now is that we get some workforce in. Also, you can now see at a glance the island income. So what this island provides in taxes right now, which is 186 here. For example, by comparison, Veneta is at 4,000 almost as a developed city. But this year just started, of course. I like that we can then add, for example, also here for, yeah, a fountain, right, together with this one, ground texture. And then we can take this one and copy this whole block together with the ornaments. That looks lovely. Sarah Nito, she's not fiddling around with. She is building up ships. She's got docks. And she's also settled on the next island, which is a major island, by the way. Which I don't... Oh, she settled on 3 islands, because now I was wondering where she get the olive or resin from. But she's got this smaller island up here, and then she snagged herself this major island here too. She is expanding quickly there. Speaking about ships, we should probably also start with that at some point now. We have unlocked our shipbuilding mechanics, and one of them is the rope maker and the other one the sail maker. The sail maker only needs the sheep, so let's actually go ahead and push my sheep production. Together with the sailmaker. The sailmaker doesn't provide any bonuses to anything anywhere, so it's best to just have it here somewhere. Let's move the sawmills, by the way, so we can squeeze in a sailmaker here. Very good. This one, 80. I've seen 80. There you go. To have it. It's producing... Oh, it's very slow, so I'm gonna need a second one. And let's have the second one also here somewhere. So they're together. And there's the warehouse that we should be able to upgrade now. Let's go ahead and do this. To provide 2 additional ramps. So it's not just 1 anymore, but it's 2 now. So one warehouse provides 4 ramps at tier 2 already. That's up from 3 ramps in 1800 as far as I remember. And in this case also we need the rope maker. They need hemp. So the cool thing is they already need things that we have. And the rope maker produces then every 2 minutes. Could it be any slower? Let's just see. I think here, by the beach, it makes the most sense to have maritime productions. And yeah, I will need 2. So I'm gonna squeeze both of them in here. Producing now the ropes for us out of the hemp. With the hemp, we need to check it out. We need more. We do have the hemp farms up here. Let's build 2 more to make up for it. And with that, we have the sails and the ropes working. So we only need now a shipyard. The shipyard most likely will need to be protected. So I'm going to have this one in the main harbor area. And yeah, I think we could have it nicely over here for now. As my first production for ships. Now we just wait for the building materials to come in. And then we can start with the first trade and warships alike. Now we need, for the next industry, in Fermium, we need more workforce still. We only have 76 and we need to work towards upgrading them as well. So a spinner here makes sense, especially since the hams don't need any fertility. So yeah, now let's make that bridge. I don't have any timber, why not? Oh, we just used all of the timber. Interesting. Oh no, city status upgrade. This is happening too fast. We're really, really low and buildings burn down again. I'm not used to my buildings being burned down all the time. For this new district, of course, let's go ahead with a bunch more wells. And then also more firefighters. We haven't provided anyone here yet. But it's not enough by far, right? The whole city is now covered with firefighters over here. But this doesn't add much. Minor Megalopolis. Yeah, we just reached that. So let's build us that bridge finally. We have the timber now. Into this area. And this area is going to be pretty important for us because here most of the farming will be taking place. And I'm probably going to start moving as far away as possible from all of this. like here. And then all the way up here, where we could start with our hemp farms. Unfortunately, no lavender here. Combining soap now would be also pretty great. So let's go ahead and start with, once again, some minor industry. The idea could also be that we start exporting then more of that over, right, to our capital. Because we can save then space. I'm gonna have 2 here, and then of course also in the city we're gonna need 1. And as you can see, it provides me also with learning. Very good. So far so good. The city continues to grow. Let's also quickly check it out how it looks during nighttime. A bit dark at the moment. We might need to add some more street lamps or fires. But fires, yeah. I'm not too happy about my fires at the moment. And yeah, we continue in the next episode with probably tier 3 upgrades. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.